Well, hello, everybody. Come on in, take a seat. How's everybody doing tonight? Good to see you, Brenda Joe, Ginger Girl, and welcome. Happy to have you here. Well, we are continuing our series on Sebastian Rogers. Tonight, we're going to go through a few different things just to kind of touch base on some of the stuff that's been going on. A lot of noise in this case, guys, that's trying to, I think, be distractions, but we're going to remain focused. The first thing I wanted to share, hello, Benny Boo, good to see you, was AtNight's updates. So we've got several. So I'm going to start with one from early this morning. It says 17 hours ago. It says public update on the search for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, December 29th, 2024. AtNight, private intelligence is escalating its efforts to identify and dismantle the coordinated hate campaign targeting our employees, partners, and mission. As of today, additional resources have been activated, and by Monday, December 30th, our teams will be operating at full capacity to rapidly identify those behind these malicious actions and hold them accountable. These actions intended to intimidate and obstruct will fail. AtNight and its partners remain resolute in our mission to ensure that those responsible are held accountable and that justice is served. After months of relentless efforts and a thorough examination of evidence, AtNight reaffirms its conviction that Sebastian is still alive. Furthermore, based on emerging patterns and intelligence, we are growing increasingly concerned that his disappearance might be linked to trafficking-related activities, particularly labor, and are exploring potential organized crime connections. Okay, so guys, this is different than SEX trafficking. This is trafficking for labor. Okay. AtNight is diligently investigating the origins of the coordinated threats, fraudulent emails, and harassment campaigns. The individuals and groups responsible for these targeted actions, which include sending threatening emails and orchestrating harassment campaigns aimed at intimidating AtNight employees, disrupting government operations, and deceiving the public, will be identified and held accountable. Legal measures. Preparations are underway to file immediate injunctions and pursue criminal charges against those responsible where the law permits. Findings will be released to the public without redactions of any form to encourage transparency and public discourse. Activation of the rapid response phase. AtNight is launching a rapid response phase to accelerate the release of information gathered between September 3rd and present day. This phase will ensure the public is fully informed, bypassing information and showing exactly what has occurred in this investigation. Why we're doing this. The deliberate attempts to derail our efforts have grown more malicious and coordinated. These tactics include fraudulent tipsters and aliases designed to mislead and misdirect, inflammatory emails inciting protests based on lies meant to intimidate public officials and employees, attempts to control the narrative through mafia-style intimidation tactics aimed at silencing discussions about Sebastian without defending certain individuals. This campaign of obstruction will not stop our efforts to safely locate Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, 16. So it has been getting worse, guys. It's been getting much worse. So we're going to keep looking. The next one, let's see, was 4 hours ago. AtNight has discovered that Stephen Fisher, a self-proclaimed investigator retained by the Proudfoots, repeatedly asserts his ongoing communication with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation in Sumner County. He claims to have received briefings from them. One of the most recent false claims made by Mr. Fisher is, during discussion with TBI and Sumner County Sheriff's Office yesterday, we were informed that copies of the surveillance footage were provided to an unlicensed investigation agency led by Dog the Bounty Hunter and AtNight Media, who are filming a reality show over the past few days. They've been publicly vocal about possessing this footage. My clients have asked me to reach out to you in hopes of having a cordial conversation regarding the matter. As you can imagine, they are under tremendous stress and pressure. They do not want to add to that. Officials have confirmed that these claims are false. They have not, nor will they share any investigative material with Mr. Fisher or any outside parties during an ongoing criminal investigation. These posts are purportedly made to self-promote credibility and enhance the perceived value of his posts, but they lack substantiation. Oh, guys, it just keeps going. Within the next 72 hours, AtNight will commence disseminating substantial information regarding the disappearance of Sebastian Waindrake Rogers. This information will be presented without any redactions, ensuring maximum transparency for the public's participation in discussions, debates, and opinions. To enhance the effectiveness of this 5-day social media campaign, we are collaborating with additional intelligence community contractors. During this period, we will expedite the release of material to combat misinformation and distinguish between fact and fiction. It says if you have any information, reach out. So within the next 72 hours, guys. And then 3 hours ago, a public update on the search for Sebastian Waindrake Rogers. AtNight Private Intelligence, in collaboration with its partners, is escalating efforts to uncover those responsible for the coordinated hate campaigns targeting our employees, partners, and investigative efforts. As part of this escalation, we are allocating an additional $2,500 to the existing reward, bringing the total to $4,500 for information leading to the identification of the individuals orchestrating these campaigns and their immediate collaborators. They're looking for witnesses. And in addition to the increased award, AtNight will facilitate airfare and accommodations for individuals willing to testify under oath in New York City or Philadelphia. They'll provide logistical support for witnesses to deliver sworn statements to officials and fully cooperate in any ongoing or forthcoming legal proceedings. This is part of our broader commitment to ensure accountability for those who have perpetuated these malicious actions. If you have information about the hate campaigns, including those responsible or their methods, or if you are willing to testify under oath, please contact us immediately and submit tips confidentially via litigation@night.agency, or you can call that number. AtNight remains resolute in its mission to pursue the truth and hold these people responsible. And if you don't know what this is about, guys, they specifically targeted Tony and Nick with emails on Reddit, and it was horrific. And they sent things to Nick's parole officer, put the parole officer's picture on Reddit. I mean, it was just getting ridiculous, right? Let's see. And I guess that we're up to date at that point. I'm going to take a look at what our things are here. So these tactics has scared a lot of the true crime YouTube channels away from covering Sebastian's case. Yeah, it has. I mean, and it's very draining, guys. It's I mean, I've had thoughts, you know. Let me say hello to everybody though. Melissa, hello, hello. Good to see you. I can smell those goodies baking, Brenda Joe. You better save me a piece. uh, yeah. Hello, K9. Welcome back. We missed you last night. The case is really heating up, and yeah, I think it's going to be solved soon too. You know, the fact that all this malicious garbage is coming out makes me think somebody's running scared, right? Yeah, lots of casualties along the way, destroying people's lives. Maybe, no. Just a bite. um, it's like torture, guys. I can smell her baking. She's downstairs baking, right? And I can smell it upstairs, and it's making my mouth water. That's torture. And she's saying, maybe she'll save me some. I don't think so. She's probably sitting down there laughing. Um, so I have to laugh because what is going on in this case, guys, is horrific, right? Um, you know, Nick does not deserve, neither does Tony. You know, Tony hasn't received a dime from Seth. He's just there to support him, do whatever he needs. And they're even going after his job, guys. It's ridiculous. Let me see if I can find it. Trying to remember where it was. Does anybody in chat know where that original post was by either Nick or AtNight that was coming against him? Maybe was it on Dog's page? Maybe. Trying to find it. um yeah, does anybody know? Right, he did. He just took a $3,000 a 3,000-mile trip on this case on his own dime. He's been there for Seth whenever he needed to. There was a tip in Virginia. I don't know what came of it. It's not, you know, our business. But yeah, I've been trying to find that and I can't find it. So I don't know. Oh, here it is. Okay, I'll share my screen to show you what it was all, what started the whole thing. I'm not laughing about that. I guess I'm laughing at the fact that there's just so much noise and I have to laugh. Otherwise, I would just cry because it's just gotten out of control. This was last night. AtNight Private Intelligence launches investigation and offers a $2,000 reward, which remember, we just heard that it's $4,500 now. To a troubling escalation of threats, harassment, and coordinated attempts to derail our ongoing efforts to locate Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, who disappeared on February 25th at the age of 15. These targeted actions, which include threatening emails and harassment campaigns, have been designed to intimidate AtNight employees, disrupt government operations, and mislead the public. AtNight remains undeterred in its mission to expose these individuals and hold them accountable. AtNight is offering a $2,000 reward for information that leads to the identification of individuals responsible for initiating these threats and harassment campaigns, those directly working under them to perpetuate these efforts, witnesses or individuals with evidence, screenshots or firsthand knowledge of the threatening emails predating this release, details about the coordination, participants, or intent behind the campaign. This reward is intended to encourage anyone with credible information to come forward and help expose those responsible for these unlawful acts. A pattern of threats and intimidation. Over the past weeks, AtNight has documented a disturbing escalation of threats and harassment aimed at undermining our mission. This includes AtNight revealed individuals using multiple aliases and fraudulent identification cards to infiltrate our investigation. These individuals posed as fake tipsters to misdirect teams far from the true scene of the crime and fabricated information to derail the investigation. Organized artifact findings disguised as searches and suspicious meetings with local creators and individuals tied to the Proudfoot family were exposed as deliberate distractions. Guys, here's my question. Organized artifact findings. Does that mean the pants, the glasses, mattress? These actions included mafia-style tactics to intimidate anyone attempting to speak about Sebastian without defending the Proudfoot family. Intimidation campaigns continue to escalate, targeting AtNight employees and law enforcement partners such as the Pennsylvania Department of Probation and Parole. These campaigns are riddled with inflammatory language, harassment, and coordinated misinformation aimed at creating chaos and disrupting progress in the search efforts. Specifics of the latest threat. AtNight has obtained emails inciting a protest outside the Chester Parole Office targeting an AtNight employee. This employee is not a leader in our search efforts, yet the emails falsely accuse them of criminal conduct. The emails employ inflammatory language intended to incite hostility, posing a risk of violence or disorder aimed at intimidating public officials and disrupting parole proceedings. Additionally, the emails are founded on false assertions, underscoring the coordinated effort to discredit not only AtNight's operations, but also to cause harm to its employees, representatives, clients, and even its attorneys. Zero tolerance for harassment and intimidation. AtNight reaffirms its zero tolerance policy against harassment, intimidation, and coordinated campaigns designed to interfere with investigations. These tactics are not only unethical, but may also violate local, state, and federal laws. AtNight urges anyone with knowledge of the individual or groups responsible for these threats and harassment campaigns to come forward. Tips can be submitted confidentially via, again, email litigation at AtNight agency. AtNight remains steadfast in its mission to pursue justice and uncover the truth. Okay. And then I made this bigger. Can you guys see that all right? Yeah. Okay. So this is the parole officer that they posted the name of, and they're coming after Nick and Tony. They're trying to say that they're harassing innocent families, committing financial crimes, and they're laundering money. Right, guys? Yeah. So that is where this all started. I feel sorry for the individuals who started this, because they're not going to take this laying down, guys. They are not. this is going to be some serious litigation because it was on Discord, or Reddit. I'm sorry, Reddit. And either one of those, I can't. I just, oh, I have accounts at both of them, but I don't really pay any attention to either one of them. There's enough out here to have to deal with and face versus going and looking at everything everybody's saying on those chat sites. It's just too much. Yeah. Yeah, he'll even say he's low on the bottom on the totem pole at AtNight. Yeah. The parole officer, absolutely. You know, I imagine, you know, this isn't just going to be AtNight going after these individuals, and I think that those individuals who are behind this are going to have a rude awakening, a really rude awakening. They've gotten too sure of themselves and think they can get away with anything. I'm not saying I know who it is for sure. I have my thoughts. But I could be wrong, right? We all probably have our thoughts as to who it is. But I can say this, Nick and Tony don't deserve this. They don't. Neither did Betty. Um, and she goes to court this next month. These people don't deserve this. And so I'm just saying, I think they have a rude awakening coming. I think that they're going to find that they're not as devious as they may think they are. I think they're going to be found out, and it's not going to be fun. Exactly. That's what I think too, Melissa. They're making a desperate attempt to cover up their crimes. Yeah. Definitely. And I mean, think about everything that has just hit just in the past week or so, guys. I mean, this has just ballooned out of control, right? And there's no reason for any of it. Whoever is responsible for Sebastian's disappearance just needs to either shut up and hope they don't get caught. I think they will get caught. But if they're the ones that are behind this garbage, this campaign, this distraction, they're only making it worse for themselves. They are compounding charges upon charges upon charges, guys. It's not going to be pretty when it all hits a fan. It's not. And I was sitting here today thinking, how am I gonna, right, K9? Exactly. All for a missing child. They don't want him found. They don't want him found. And why? I honestly don't think Katie wants Sebastian with Seth. But she doesn't want him herself either. That's my opinion. Sad. Very sad. Very sad. I was watching, Smiley had some stuff out there. She's been playing some of Nina, which is Chris's ex-wife's pieces of the video from there. And one of the things that really stuck out to me was how Katie was there to take Faith. It was in December of 23, I believe. Could be wrong. Don't quote me, but I believe. And Nina, this guy was with Katie trying to serve Nina. And Nina wouldn't take the papers. And she had the sudden thought that they were trying to take Faith away. So she ran in the airport with Faith, right? She was scared. Of course she is. Katie was smiling and filming the whole thing. What kind of mother is that, guys? What kind of mother is that? Yeah. Most bizarre case. It really is. I mean, I thought the Dan Markel case was a case that keeps on giving, but but maybe this one will be. You know, I mean, when I was talking about the Dan Markel case, it's because one goes to trial and then there's another one that's arrested and another one that's arrested. That one goes to trial, another one's arrested. And it seems like it never quits, but maybe that's what's going to happen here, guys. You know, all those people that are behind the scenes getting paid or being encouraged, whatever the scenario may be, those people need to take a step back and look at what they're doing, because they are putting themselves right smack dab in the middle of a criminal enterprise, and they could be held liable. That's awful, guys. Right, K9, in the Dan Markel case, yes. 10 years that's been going on. Oh, gosh. You know what? I don't care if this case takes 10 years as long as Sebastian is home soon. If it takes 10 years to get everybody in trial, whatever, as long as Sebastian is home soon. Right? A woman that doesn't understand the bond between mother and baby. Exactly. Exactly. She never bonded with her own son. She never bonded with her own son. Seth did. And, you know, guys, I mean, there's too much water under the bridge now. There's no going back and thinking maybe Chris and Katie are innocent. There's just too much water under the bridge. There are too many red flags sitting there pointing straight at them. Right? There's no going back. And trying to toe the line, whatever you want to call it, there's no going back to that. There's not. There's too many red flags. There's too many things that are happening that are not coincidences, and they're trying to distract people from finding Sebastian. But they've met their match in Dog and AtNight and Nick, right? Because they're not going to give up. And they are only going to litigate and take these people to court that are causing this. So they've met their match. Well, hello, Nutter. Good to see you. Should be held liable. I'll have had plenty of time to come clean, but just accelerate the drama. I know. I don't feel sorry for any of them either. My opinion either. I just don't. I could maybe give them a chance if there was a true turning from their ways and honestly asking the public's forgiveness. And I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could, but I mean, they're not worried about me anyway, but yeah. Everyone that is involved in creating the distractions, everyone that is involved in not thinking critically and just going with the garbage, that the noise that they're being told to push, it's crazy. I know. I agree. I totally agree. I think law enforcement has a lot. And, it just keeps on giving. Yeah. I agree with you, Melissa. What Sebastian could have testified to in court may hurt CP's chances to get his daughter. At some point, maybe we'll review Laura Lodge's videos, guys. He has said some really intelligent, critical thinking explanations of things that have gone on in this case. And I just saw kind of an excerpt where he was talking about Chris's behavior, and how that has hurt him more than anything. His DV, his admitting to abuse, but yeah. They have bit off more than they could chew. Who's going to do what, K9? What is the punishment for that? That's a good question. I think it depends on the degree. I don't honestly know. Does anybody else know? Ginger is from Canada, so she doesn't know our laws. Who's going to come clean? Good question, K9. Good question. I don't know. Nobody. I think they're scared. I think they're scared to admit to anything now, which is really sad. It's really sad. You got to kind of wonder, what will they do? Will some of them just shut up and go away? will they act like nothing ever happened and just keep moving on? I mean, what will they do? I don't know. I don't know. As for me, I'm going to continue on. I'm not with the close-knit group, with Seth and everybody. That's okay. But I still support Seth, right? I still support those who support Seth because that's what I believe, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, right? I'm just a granny who is not stupid, who's been around the block a few times, and I can tell when people are being, well, let's just say this. I know that there are a lot of people that are being paranoid about things right now. Everybody's being paranoid. They're afraid of who to trust. I get that. It's tried to creep into my mind as well. But, you have to just keep going about your business and doing what you know to do. And, you know, I trust I trust my people who trust me, right? I love and trust my regulars, my people in here who love Sebastian and are standing for justice for Sebastian, for him to be home. Hello, Noni. Good to see you. Might be an Adelson thing. Sonny goes down, then mom's sitting in jail 10 years later, and your sister's likely next. It might be. That's what crossed my mind a little while ago when I brought that case up because and I thought, well, okay, if it takes 10 years, fine, as long as Sebastian's home soon. I don't care how long it takes, as long as we get justice for Sebastian, right? Yeah. It could take that long, guys. Think about all of the elements in this case, the information that law enforcement has got to have. That's going to be some trial, right? That's going to be some trial. So one of the things I wanted to show was I had said to you guys that I did want to show it to you, but I needed to fix the images before I could. So the satellite images that AtNight brought out, and you guys all know probably who these houses are, but I'm just going to show the first one. This one is in Gallatin, right? And I don't know if that worked. So that black truck right there, whose do you suppose that is? No, we still don't know how many people are involved yet. I have a feeling quite a few. It's not just the core four. There is a core four, but I think there's quite a few involved. And conspiracy cases do take a long time. Yeah. Anyway, if you look at this picture and you've got that truck right there, and this is this is Gallatin. Okay. This is not Hendersonville. Okay. guys. So this is on Enoch Way. You can say that much. Not going to give you the address, but I can say that it's on Enoch Way, and there's a black truck. Well, who do we know has a black truck? And if you look down here at the date, it says February 23rd. That was 3 days before Sebastian was last seen, according to law enforcement, because they said he was last seen on the 26th. Okay. Yeah. It's thought that that truck is Chris's. Yes, it is. Okay. So this is still Enoch Way. Still see that truck sitting there, right? Now this one is on Stafford Court. It's also on the 23rd, okay? This one is still, this is Gallatin, okay? This one, I have a question about. So this one is Stafford Court, right? We've got an RV sitting there and a white truck, guys. Who do we know that has a white truck? And this was the 23rd. Do we know of, does anybody in chat know of anybody in this case that has a white truck? That's my question. Because this is probably Chris's RV, right? And you can see the higher picture. The truck is sitting there. It's a different angle. And the RV is sitting on the side of the house. So guys, keep that in mind. Keep, if you're out and you're listening or you're reading or whatever, keep the white truck in mind, okay? Because we need to figure that out. Oh, yes, he is, Noni. He is triggered by the mention of his truck. You saw one parked at the TRH in the video. You did. Okay. I mean, I wish we had a better picture, like license plates. Things can't be that simple, right? They just can't be that simple. This is the other view again, where you got the white truck here and the RV, right? And this is still Stafford, guys. And it was still the 23rd. Now this is still the 23rd. All these pictures have the same time. But now that RV and the truck are not there anymore. You're looking at both ways. Still the 23rd. So we don't know if this was before or if it was after. We don't know, right? So I thought that was interesting to show you guys, to kind of talk about, because that white truck has me stumped. You've got Chris's truck in Gallatin on Enoch Way, right? But there's a white truck in Hendersonville on Stafford Court with an RV. I've wondered if the people behind the feet where that RV is, if it's possible that RV captured video and or audio that night. Oh. Yeah. Could be. Could very well be. I don't know. I was going to show a little excerpt from the mod crew because he was using these videos just to see what he had to say. I didn't watch it myself, so just kind of watching it blind right along with you guys just to see what he had to say about this. He's so good at breaking this stuff down, guys. I appreciate him so much. By the way, whenever I'm showing things, like AtNight's Twitter, all those links are in the description
This way,
videos. Always.
we get transparency across the board, as someone likes to say. You'll notice that these are the same image. Notice this kind of blob black vehicle parked in the same exact image. We can tell it's the same image. Now, if we look at Google Maps, you can't see it unless I do this right there, and I can't zoom in. But if I were to snapshot right down here, it says map data 2024. But I can promise you, after doing a little more research and knowing that it's literally the same image, we can look at date attribution here, and we can see that it actually was taken on April 2nd of last year.
Oh.
So there you have it. We can compare now April of last year to February 23rd of this year. And we can clearly see how much more detail we have here on this image that they requested, because that's usually, why they request these images is because they can get down to these low Earth orbit satellite imageries. And like I said, I think there's different companies that, can allow you to put in, kind of a request. And, you have like a time frame or window that you're looking for, and sometimes you may get stuff back and sometimes you may not, just because it depends on where the satellite is. And it all depends on now, yes, Sandy, I will get to the 415 because yes, you're right on. Now on this road it's 42. On the other one, we'll get to that, Sandy, but yes, you are right. It just depends on where it was taken from. As I said, just the minute details. All right, now let's get into the vehicle, right? Because I'm assuming the whole reason they're putting this out is that if this is a house that allegedly is also owned by the Bowers, we see a truck there, right? Now, obviously, can I say 100% from looking at a satellite imagery, what definitely appears to be a truck, possibly Chevy. I mean, there's no way to tell, but there are some things that do stick out to me on this. And there'll be a reason for some that may not know is now Chris Prophet alleges that he is in Memphis at this time, from what I understand. And remember, this is only 13 minutes away from Sebastian's home, but yet he's allegedly in Memphis at this time over the weekend.
That's the point I forgot to bring up, guys. So, if his truck was in Gallatin, 13 miles away from Hendersonville from his home, Why? Because he said he was in Memphis, right? He said he hadn't been home since early February, is what he said. Now, when he says he hasn't been home since early February, does he mean the Stafford Court home? I suppose if that's what he means, that could be truth if he wasn't there. It would not surprise me that Chris would say that, right? And that whole area of Enoch is a future building site for new homes by Next Generation Construction Company. Yes. And I don't want to get into names, but there's somebody related to Chris that is affiliated with that company. A couple of people that we know of. So, why was here's the thing. We all knew about the CPS thing, right? And we've all kind of figured it out or assumed, maybe is the better word, and we don't know for a fact because we don't know what the CPS report says. We know a couple of Chris's comments, right? That he said that Sebastian thought he could get him out of the house, right? So he was asked, was the last CPS report, did it say that you could not be at your home? And he said, no, it did not say that. But think about this, guys. A CPS report would say, because CPS, Child Protective Services, it wouldn't say that Chris couldn't go to his home. It would say that he couldn't be around Sebastian, if that's what it said. It wouldn't say he couldn't be at his home. It would say he couldn't be around Sebastian. Hello, A got changed. Blessings back to you. Hello, meow. So, Sebastian was in the home at Stafford Court. If Chris could not be around Sebastian, he could be in Gallatin. That's right, Noni. He did. He said he worked on somebody's car. That's a good point. So whoever owns the car that Chris supposedly worked on needs to come forward and let law enforcement know the truth. Was Chris working on his car or not? And if he was, when was he? Exact hours. That's a really good point. Yeah, and because of the car that parked on Kellen that morning. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's still so much that we don't know, but law enforcement may know, right? And that person may have already gone to law enforcement. We don't know. I honestly think, guys, now that I'm looking back on this, I honestly think that law enforcement was looking at Chris from the beginning. Chris and Katie. You know, they're taught behavior things and speech things and tips and tricks when they're investigating. They're taught all this stuff. You know, so they probably, I've been wondering if they haven't been looking at them. They never cleared them, right? And we know from other cases, like the Idaho 4 case where they were clearing people, you know, Jennifer Coffindaffer even talked about that, right? So they'll clear people if they're absolutely 100% sure, right? Oh, I appreciate that, Meow. All right, let's listen to what else he has to say here quickly.
But there's a couple of things that we can kind of note. So if we look at the original image, there is a home below this house that has a truck as well. And that particular truck, interestingly enough, just a second here. Not this one, but as we can see, this truck, it looks, I'm pretty sure it's a truck. And we can see the bed of the truck. It's not very clear, but you notice there is it's darker right here, which I'm just going to assume is the tailgate casting a shadow in the bed of the truck. It's an open bed, right? There's no bed cover, right? It's an open bed truck, right?
I agree, Ginger.
We look at this truck, which is the address that is in question. We notice we don't have that, right? And yet it almost looks like a slightly different color to the rest of the vehicle. And even when I did a side-by-side comparison, because it almost looked like this truck here was almost like a two-door, where we know a certain person has a four-door truck and looks bigger. And I did do like a kind of, I cut them both out, and I noticed that one looks bigger than the other. Now, does that definitely mean that this is that person's truck? No, but we have to, do some more research. So continuing on. So this truck, which is in question, that has the cover, which also the Proudfoot also has a cover. Remember the truck that we can look at over here, which has, to me, an open bed, and we can see the shadow casting into itself, whereas we do not have that in the truck in question, which I will show here in just a second. Leads me to believe that this particular truck has some kind of bed cover on it, or there's a couple other covers that they call, but basically a cover. What's interesting about these covers also is typically sometimes aftermarket, and they're not going to go with the color. It's tough to say. He's kind of got like this light blue, dark blue truck, from what I can tell. This obviously it's going to be way too hard to tell an exact color from satellite imagery, but I'm assuming even a truck like this color could appear dark, even though it might be more of a lighter blue. But obviously it's all dependent on light and everything. But also with the stuff that it's made out of, which there's a couple of different things: fiberglass, aluminum, vinyl. There's multiple different ones. I'm assuming it's going to have a different shine to it as well, which is going to reflect light differently than the rest of the truck, which is clearly what we see. So then we put all those together, add in the fact that his truck pictured here, as we can tell, has the cover and also has what we know to be a fifth wheel attachment. That is for the obviously for the RV. So it is interesting. Again, still just going off satellite imagery. I can't say 100% that's his vehicle parked there, but it is. There's at least a few little clues there to say, hey, look, that's not an open bed. That's a darker truck. Could be a light to dark blue truck. Definitely appears more of like a four-door truck. And it's allegedly parked at an area that the family, I don't know if they rent this home out. I'm not sure exactly what they do. But you put all the
He's saying a little bit more than I want to think about. But yes, I'm glad that Seth is getting daily updates. I think something is going to happen very, very soon. Now, I'm curious because, Ginger, wasn't it Nick's YouTube that had the best video for TRH? I wanted to look again, right? So let me see if I can find it. So I was just curious. See if I could find that video so that we could look at the I thought it was, or was it AtNight? I know, let me see. Probably on dogs. We'll find it. We will find it. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's share my screen. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to find that since everybody was talking about it. That white truck. Oh my gosh, you're right. Right there, guys. Is that the same one? Wow. Trying to figure out which picture it was. This one? No. There. Four-door. Oh my gosh, you guys. Have we come on something? Look at that. Four-door, squared window. That window is squared. Hello, Victoria. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Tony spoke last night and said that they will be held accountable and law enforcement is way more than you think. Yeah, I agree. I was going to play Tony's thing tonight, but we kind of are getting caught up in this. So, but what do you guys think? That looks like that truck. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, but I can't tell if this has a cover on it or not, because this looks like it has a white cover, does it not? Even the way this front, look at, wow, went too far. I want to go backwards. Let me see. I'm going to pause it right there. So even the way this top is, look at the kind of the ridges in there. Is that ever strange? It does look like it, doesn't it? And we never were suspicious about this white truck in this video, guys. But I think that white truck is sitting in their driveway by their RV. Oh my goodness. Thank you for putting Dog's link up there. I appreciate that. I'll get it put on the description after our show tonight. But holy cow, guys, that that looks like it. That looks like it, in my opinion. Because you can tell that window is squared off. Wow. Well, I got my little crime sleuths on here, huh? Has somebody else figured this out, guys? Is that why you knew that the white truck was in the TRH video? Did somebody else already figure this out? Yeah, it does, doesn't it, Melissa? Nutter? Everybody's saying the same thing. It looks like it. It did, too. The message did say that, to compare the satellite pics with the videos from TRH, you know. So, you know that they've already done it, right? They probably already know who owns this truck. Whoever owns that truck was parked in their driveway on the 23rd, because it says right down here, February 23rd satellite image. You're waiting for something on the cars, yeah. This is important, though. But here's the thing. We know that Chris was at work on the 26th, right? That was verified, I'm thinking. 72 hours is too long. I know. But I don't know how much, I would rather know more about this angle of things than all the noise that's going on. Honestly, I know, I thought that there was a question of who parked in that driveway. Yeah. Well, it's a truck that was at TRH. We figured it out. Granny's Crime Busters figured it out. No, I'm sure Nick did already. AtNight investigations. I'm sure they already figured that out, that truck is Why were these people all around Katie on that night? Because so then Ginger's right that he never made it home. Brenda Jo felt that way too, that he never made it home. There's something to this, guys. I mean, I want to know, but they're not going to give us information. But I'd like to know what they know, right? It would be really nice to know what they know, but that's all right. As long as law enforcement knows. Looks like there's a pole or something on top in the pic at TRH. A pole. I can't tell. Hello, Charlie. Good to see you. But did he, though, got change? The person who took out the trash had a hoodie on. And who had a hoodie on at TRH? Let's take a look. That was after, wasn't it? Kitty had a hoodie on. See? It's a dark sedan. When does that vehicle leave? Who was that vehicle? Just curious. On the roof of the truck? This one just shows green hoodie woman coming through, which they say she's not important, that she's not a part of it, so. Yeah, I know. It's hard to see Sebastian, knowing that that may have been the last time anybody saw him. Well, I guess not necessarily. If they're thinking he's in a labor trafficking situation, I'm wondering if they showed more of this to show who left in this white truck. I never caught that. Did you guys? Did you ever see that? I mean, I noticed these other cars pulling in kind of thing, but I don't know if I saw if anybody left in that white truck or not. And if that is the white truck that was in the driveway, why didn't they leave right after Katie did? A quick question. I saw some lady on today that was talking about the guy in the yellow jacket here. She named his name. I looked up his name. That's not who it is. Yeah, I still question that myself. Jabella, hello. Good to see you. On the dark side, idolizing them. I think, in my opinion, what I'm seeing, I don't watch them. um, yeah, 50 watching. Please hit the like button for me, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That white trick is still sitting there. Look at that. Nobody's gotten in or out of it. Yeah, it got changed. That is really sad. That is really sad. But anyway, going back to Bella's statement, what I'm seeing, I think that they used to idolize them. I really feel like they're starting to question things now, and I think that whole panel where they were all kind of coming at Chris and then going at each other, um, was a breaking point for them. Oh, it does, doesn't it? Let me see. Yes, it does. It has. Ah, let me put up that picture again. Think which one it was. You're right. So it's not. Good job. So we still need to know who the white truck belongs to that was sitting in the Stafford Court driveway, guys. It's not that truck in the TRH video because it has a sunroof. Good job, Rosebud. Victoria Burgess, Mally Cat, welcome in, guys. I appreciate you so much. I find it utterly bizarre for YouTube creators to get friendly suspects in a child's disappearance. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I will say this. In the beginning, they probably didn't suspect that they were, right? Hindsight said the white truck is not related. The white truck that was in the driveway? Or the white truck in the TRH video? I'm just curious because they're two different trucks now that we discovered that, right? Any of those white SUVs driving by match the vehicle on the side of the road in the satellite pictures. That's a good point too. Let me see. That was on Enoch Way, wasn't it? No? Oh, right here. This one you're talking about, Ginger? That's really hard to see. We'd have to blow it up. It really is, isn't it, Rosebud? Unless we can get a direct picture of um, a license plate, it's really hard now. Proudfoot's home. Yeah. Well, not all of them. I have an SUV, guys. I have a Jeep Cherokee, and I'll go. I was just at the doctor's office the other day for my 6-month checkup, and I went outside, and mine is silver. Okay. And there was a silver one right in front of it. And I had to do like a double take because, it was like, no, that's not mine. This one's mine. Um, and it didn't look like it. So I was like, well, taillights and headlights. Yeah. And just the way some of the windows are slanted or not, or they're squared, or so yeah, so I don't know about that one. It's not letting me blow it up here, but I can mess around with it maybe tomorrow and see what I can come up with. Um, is that a white SUV or is it a white truck? Is it the white truck that was pulling out? I don't know. So we thought we had an answer and we don't have an answer. They don't, do they? They make them all look the same. Make them all look the same. Oh, the one at TRH. Gotcha, Melly Cat. So he's not saying, hindsight is not saying that the one in the driveway didn't have anything to do with anything. I think that one would, because it was sitting in the driveway with the RV, or near the RV, not with it, but near it, right? And it wasn't the Brinks van. It was a truck, right? So, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Be interesting to, if anybody hears anything, please let me know. Let me see. It's gonna. You can send me any tips, anything, to granny'scrimebusters@gmail.com. Love to hear from you. I'm more than willing to look up things that you guys may be having questions about, help debunk or find stuff, right? Let's see what we can do to help bring Sebastian home. That's the whole key. What can we do to help bring Sebastian home? Collect the reward. That'd be nice, right? I wasn't even thinking along those lines, but that would be nice. A person can lose perspective if they get too close to the families, especially if the family is under suspicion. I wonder if some creators have gotten close, hoping they can solve the case. Yeah, and that's a really good point to bring up, Noni. No matter which side it is, right? Yeah, you tend to lose perspective, and especially if your personality meshes with theirs, and you just become close, you're not going to want to see that they could have done anything wrong, right? You're just not going to want to see that at all, because I don't think anyone will think that of their friends, right? They're just not going to think, and they're going to be blinded, in essence. I'm still stuck on this other ping Ellie saw on the day and time of him missing, not the truck of CPs, but the other ping that was mentioned. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I hope they know. They're not going to tell us if they do, you know. But I hope they know. I hope they know. That geofencing, all that information, if you watch trials, more recent trials, it's incredible what they know and what they can do. All the technology nowadays is just amazing to me of what they can find out. How did they find out a burner phone was used? Tell me about that, Ginger. I heard a rumor, but I haven't really looked into that. So tell me about it. I don't know, Rosebud. That's a good question. It's a really good question. So, my first thought is that they were trying to trick him or trap him. I don't know. Could be totally wrong, my opinion, right? On the other ping, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why they showed it to him. Kind of a, we know. We know about this without saying it. I don't know. Yeah, Noni, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Kind of, hey, look at this. What do you think? We know about this. Oh, Nick made a post about somebody having a burner phone. Oh, a while back. And then people were thinking that it was Katie, that she had another phone on her the night at TRH. Is that what you're talking about, Ginger? Gotcha, Rosebud. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking, is that they they were showing him to kind of get his reaction. Guys, I think they've been playing Chris from the beginning. I really do. Nope, I've not heard anything about the call she made before the missing call report. Nothing about that. We have a lot of questions, don't we? We really do, but just remember, we're not gonna know them all. Yes, and a plan being made. Something is going down, guys. I really feel it. There is no reason for the increase in attacks and distractions that's been going on, except that somebody's getting doggone scared. Somebody is getting extremely scared and they're lashing out, trying to hide. But what they don't realize is they are just mounting the charges one on top of the other, right? It's just not looking good for them. Maybe told CP about the ping just to see if he made a call after being told, and who he called. He could definitely pull his call records. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And they'll look. They will definitely look to see who he contacted. Hand video, he tells her to stop, call the police after she searched the house. But in one of the first videos, she said she was in her car. Right. Yeah. So much inconsistencies in her statement. In my opinion, that's why she's pleading the fifth. She knows it. Yeah, Tony does sound confident, and I think Seth is confident too, and I'm glad. I'm glad. Said, oh, on the when he was triggered about his truck. Yes. His phone was blowing up. Yeah, whatever. Maybe it was. Maybe people were warning him. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's crazy. That is just crazy to me. Um why did that trigger him so much? You know, why? Why did that trigger him? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I agree. I agree. Why would you why do you need to all of a sudden now, right? All of a sudden. That's what makes me think something is happening, guys. Something behind the scenes is happening that we don't know about. Because, guys, we're 10 months into this. Why is Katie all of a sudden pleading the fifth? The rash of distractions and attacks, vicious attacks, all this stuff going on. Why all of a sudden is Katie pleading the fifth? That's my question. Why now? 10 months in. Why she hasn't up until this point, as far as we're aware. Why now? Why now? Right? Why go after them? Why go after them? Well, I think that they, and you guys know who I'm talking about when I say they, I think they believe that Nick is ahead of AtNight, right? Which Nick has stated categorically that he's not. He's low on the totem pole there. Okay. So, and Tony, it's kind of like Nick said it. If anybody heard Nick talking to Betty, was that this morning? I think it was this morning. Nick was talking to Betty and said that it's like they're going after the people who are Seth's strength, right? Tony is one of Seth's. I mean, he is Seth's strength, right? Betty has stood beside Seth, right? Nick, has made no bones about the fact that he supports Seth, right? And that's why. That's why they want to bring down, because they want to bring Seth down. I think it's to get to Seth. That's my opinion. Does anyone believe the tale going around about a neighbor seeing KP outside screaming for Sebastian, then collapsing onto the ground? I'm personally finding it hard to believe. Never heard of it. And I guess what I'd want to see that neighbor talking and telling us that's what happened before I'll believe it. Right? Because there's so much garbage out there, guys, right? Because that's not Katie's MO. She doesn't scream and cry. Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you, Ginger. Without proof, that neighbor would have to, get on a panel and say it. In my opinion, everything in the investigation has to be combed through with detail, things ruled out before things start to come together. I think it's just taken this long. Yeah. And I will say this. I believe that when Dog, AtNight, and Nick came on the scene, it lit a fire under law enforcement, in my opinion. And, Dog is popular. People started coming in and saying, giving tips and whatever. Dog's tip line was open. And Nick has said that they have gotten a lot of tips. So, I think it opened up a whole new avenue that they weren't expecting. You're welcome, Noni. Maybe, Noni, but maybe not. I mean, think about it. If you were a neighbor in this case, would you be wanting to join the noise of this case? I don't think I would have. I would have definitely, I would have done the right thing, right? I would have gone to law enforcement, right? And if I felt that law enforcement wasn't doing their job when Dog and Nick came on the case, I would have gone to them as well. Okay. Just for an extra added layer of protection, knowing that everything that I knew was going to be out there. But as far as going on panels saying what I know, I don't think I would. I don't think I would. So yeah. Just because of everything that's going on. The flyer showing the 26th last seen is compelling. What do they have? Who or what was seen? Just say the 26th, right? Yeah, it makes me wonder too. Makes me wonder too. Danny, who are you talking about? If you're talking about Sebastian, we aren't even going there in my chat or on my channel. We don't believe that. Until or unless law enforcement comes out and says he's not alive, in my chat and on my channel, we are believing that Sebastian is alive and out there, and he will be coming home. You would be loud, but you're Sicilian. See, I don't think I'd insinuate myself into the case like that. Or at least if I did, it wouldn't take me long to back way the hell off, guys. Because of how this case has just ballooned into things, right? I'd be hiding in my closet praying this would be over soon because I hate moving, but I don't know if I could live near this stinky feet. Yeah. So it would depend, like did you just buy the house? You got a big mortgage. It's not like you could sell. That would be really difficult. I have heard recently, within the last day or two, right, that some neighbor has said that they were leaving their house because of people pounding on the door and stuff. I'm going to tell you something. I would just, I'd be calling the police on those people or meeting them at the door with a shotgun saying, hey, leave me alone. Nobody's going to be messing with me. I'm not going to feel afraid in my own home. I don't even own a shotgun, but I'm just saying I would buy one. The neighbors have spoken to some of the investigators. Was that on the updates, just questions on their house and family, nothing like a school bus in the morning or afternoon stops in the front. Yeah. There was one neighbor, though, who was saying that there were people harassing. So I don't know if that's all true or not, but yeah, this whole case has just gone crazy. But we've been on for 1 hour and almost 2 hours shy. I am going to share our grannyism for today, and it's on distractions, guys. One of the points about distractions is that everything they do is destabilizing. That's a quote by Bruce Sterling. One of the points about distractions is that everything they do is destabilizing. And that's the whole point, right? Let's not have stability in this case. Let's destabilize everything. Let's take the focus off of Sebastian. Let's destabilize the whole thing by bringing up all these distractions and all these litigations and all these attacks on innocent people, right? There's an Amber Alert out of Tennessee. Another one. All right. Well, everybody, that's all we have for tonight. I know probably some other creators are on or getting on, so let you guys go and get some more information if you're up to it. I want to thank everybody for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for participating in chat. Car stolen with a 2-year-old. That's so sad. Lord Jesus, please. I'm pretty focused too. Miranda Wright. Wait, read Amber Alert show pic. Well, let me find it, okay? Let me find it real quick. It's Tennessee. 2-year-old. Oh. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay. Let me show it. I'll share my screen. Let me get off of there. Amber Alert. Stolen car in Knoxville had 2-year-old boy inside. Look at that little precious boy. Oh. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation put out the Amber Alert just after 6:30 p.m. Sunday on behalf of the Knoxville Police Department. Knoxville Police said Elton Bailey was inside a 2002 Gold Ford Explorer with the Tennessee tag 859BBGN. It was stolen from a home today on Old State Road. Bailey, who is white, who is 3 feet tall and 35 pounds, according to the alert. He has blonde hair and blue eyes. Bailey was last seen wearing a gray shirt, gray pants, and black shoes. Anyone who sees Bailey or the stolen vehicle is asked to call the Knoxville Police Department at 865-215-7000 or TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Oh my gosh, guys. Look at that precious little boy. Okay, it was in his driveway. Where was Mom? What was the little boy doing in the car without Mom there? Or Dad? My question. Oh, I hate to see stuff like that. It just breaks my heart. Yes, please let him go. Aw, thank you, Noni. I appreciate it. Yeah. Yes, Jesus, please. It's time to bring Sebastian home and bring little Elton Bailey home as well. Don't let them hurt him, Lord. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, guys, say a quick prayer for this little boy. Prayer for Sebastian and for Seth. Was with his grandpa. Aw. Okay. Say a prayer that this little boy will be found alive and well, and that Sebastian is home soon and we'll have justice. Something's going on, guys. I believe it with all my heart. All right. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you, my mods. I love you guys. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at granniescrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.